Hey guys, my name is Jenny. I am a clean beauty coach as well as a hairstylist. And if this is your first time on my channel, welcome. And make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications. I post a video or I upload a video here every Thursday at 12 o'clock Eastern. So I don't want you to miss any of the All right guys, let's talk about switching to clean beauty. I know that it can feel overwhelming when you are thinking of everything you put on your body and where do you even begin? What products are you going to switch out first, right? So to give you a little bit of ease here, I came up with my top 5 that I think are great ones to start with. And these 5 are in no particular order, but they're good ones to begin with. Number 1 that I think you should switch out first is your toothpaste. So toothpaste actually, it's a bad one, the ones that you pick up in the store. And I've always been a Crest girl, love the Minty Fresh, but really learning what's in it, it is a good one for you to switch out right away, especially for kids. So let's start with the ingredients: sodium lauryl sulfate and sodium laureth sulfate. So you'll see the parentheses like SLS or SLES. These are added to your product because they give that foam. So they're providing that foam, that lather that you have in your products there. But they're also linked to canker sores, they're linked to mouth ulcers, stomach issues, and even cancer. No good. Artificial coloring. Like seriously, why does your toothpaste have to be bright blue? It doesn't have no purpose to that. So the artificial coloring is actually pretty harmful, and it reacts with children that have ADHD. So you always want to avoid, there's no reason that we need synthetic artificial coloring in anything we use. Carrageenan is one too, and it's a food additive, but it's linked to cancer as well as intestinal issues. This is one I learned about years ago when I learned about carrageenan causing cancer, and it was in my almond milk. So it also is in food too. So that's another thing you want to look for. And then from there comes fluoride. There's always this debate with fluoride, whether it's good, whether it's bad, how much of a percentage you can use, and all those different things. But especially with children, because children tend to swallow a lot more of their toothpaste than adults do, you more so want to avoid fluoride with children. It can actually cause permanent discoloration to your teeth. It can cause stomach issues, intestinal issues, skin rashes, acute toxicity, and impairment to your glucose metabolism. I'm gonna put a link that you can read more if you'd like up on the fluoride. It actually is linked in my blog that will be linked below with this. But this is one of my first ones that I think is really important to switch out because it's actually going in your mouth. So you are gonna be swallowing some of the toothpaste, especially for children. Next up, switch number 2. I want you to switch out your lipstick. 60% of our lipsticks are contaminated with lead. Lead is dangerous for pregnant women as well as children, and it is linked to neural development problems, and it also is linked to miscarriages and infertility. So a few of the common ingredients that you can find in lipstick that you want to avoid are parabens, which are a preservative, but they are known to cause cancer as well as endocrine disruptors. Retinol palmitate. So retinol palmitate is a synthetic version of vitamin A, as well as a preservative. There's evidence that shows that it can cause, is linked to cancer as well as reproductive problems. And the other thing with retinol palmitate is that when the UV rays come in contact with it, it breaks it down, causing toxic radicals, which can then cause damage to your DNA as well as genetic mutations. No good. It's a synthetic version of vitamin A, as well as BHT and BHA, which are preservatives, but they are linked to toxicity and cancer. BHA and BHT, more commonly is what I see as BHT, are common in a lot of different products. So just because I have these listed out this way does not mean you may not find some of these ingredients I'm talking about in some of the other categories that we talk about today too. So those are some of the ones I want you to avoid. Number 3, sunscreen. I have done a whole post on sunscreen, so that will be linked in this post as well. But some of the ones that you want to avoid is oxybenzone, extremely toxic. It's an endocrine disruptor as well as a skin irritant. Alcohol denat. So not all alcohol is bad, but this is one that is Use because it has that fast acting drying capability, but it also really dries out your skin and causes skin irritations, as well as BHT, which we just discussed above. Number 4, I want you to switch out your lotions, and I'm talking body lotion as well as your face lotion. You have to think this is one of the products that you are putting as like your first layer, and it's going right on your largest organ, which is your skin, and our skin absorbs 60% of what we put on it. So I really want you to be very conscious of the lotion and the ingredients that are in the lotion that you are using. So one common ingredient is diamdientoin, which actually is a formaldehyde, which formaldehyde is linked to cancer. As well as if you think that formaldehyde is used in the embalming process when somebody passes away. So to me, stay away from formaldehyde. You also want to avoid mineral oil. Mineral oil actually puts what you would think like a plastic barrier on the skin. So think of this as the mineral oil. You have your plastic barrier like your silicone. It is not letting your skin breathe, release any toxins, and it's actually forming bacteria underneath, which in return can cause acne, which none of us want. Fragrance. This is one of my most despised ingredients because fragrance actually can have many, many different chemicals tacked behind that word that are not disclosed because they are a trade secret, which means you don't know what's in your product and what you're putting on your body. Especially if it's a synthetic fragrance, it can cause asthma, allergies, respiratory issues. For me, my face hurts, so it causes problems with my sinuses. No good. Number 5, deodorants. Most of the deodorants that you can find, the conventional deodorants that you find in the store, should not be there at all. The number 1 ingredient in deodorant that you want to avoid is aluminum. Aluminum is actually, it stores in your fat cells and it can cause damage to your nerve tissues. It also is linked to breast cancer because it goes into the lymph nodes here. Triclosan, which is a common ingredient in deodorant as well, which is a hormone disruptor, as well as, I have this one written down, dithanolamine. It says DEA, which is linked to cancer. It goes into more. You also have fragrance in that one. You'll have your preservatives in that one. So these are my top 5 recommendations for the products that you should switch out first when you're switching to your clean, non-toxic beauty routine. So again, toothpaste, lipstick, sunscreen, lotion, and deodorants. So I'm going to include my blog post below so you have this resource that you can look at, as well as I want you to grab your copy of the 10 harmful ingredients that you want to avoid in your beauty products. Make sure that the products you are putting on your body do not contain any of these 10 horrible ingredients because they're not doing any good to your health. They're actually hindering your health instead of benefiting you in any way. So make sure you grab that list below. Thank you so much for watching today. I cannot wait to see you next week. Let me know, what is your number 1 takeaway that you took from this? What is your number 1 product you are going to be switching out first? Is it one of these 5 that I shared with you today? Have a great day, guys.